All right, welcome back to the Spinnin Backfist MMA show. It is Robbie, Fox, Big Ev, JackMac, and we are joined once again by Tom Aspinall. Tom, how you doing ahead of this fight?
I'm doing all right, thanks. I just woke up actually. I just took a little nap, which is a bit strange because it's like 10 p.m. here, so adjusting to the time schedule, but all good.
Yeah, because the pay-per-view, you're going to be fighting early in the morning, so you're already getting adjusted.
I'm already adjusted, to be honest. I've been doing this thing for like a week already, so yeah, I stay awake till like 4 or 5 a.m. and then I sleep till like noon, so I'm all good.
I saw Aaron Bronstetter pointed out today on Twitter that it's actually 2 years to the day since the Curtis Blaydes fight. I know you guys had a beer in your hotel room after the fight. What was that like, the post-fight? Obviously, like, the adrenaline comes down and you just get to hang out with the guy.
Yeah, I didn't realize that actually until you just said it. I had no idea. Yeah, Curtis is like a solid human being. I have absolutely nothing against Curtis Blaydes. He's a good guy. That that being said, on Saturday night, I'm still going to try and punch a hole in his head. But that's just the sport. That's just the sport that we do. And we'll shake hands before. We'll shake hands after. I seen him today. We shook hands today. We may even shake hands during. Doesn't matter to me. But I'm in there to knock his head off, and I'm sure he's the same.
Is it frustrating for you that you have to defend the interim belt?
I mean, it's not ideal. It's not ideal, but I'm not frustrated by it. I'm like, what I love to do, absolutely love. My favorite thing in the world is like me getting a pair of gloves on, the other person getting a pair of gloves on. We're taking our shirt off, meeting in an octagon filled with 25,000 people and having a fight. That's what I like doing. So I really can't complain.
Are they? I want to. You don't have to answer that because you don't want to. But as the interim champ, do you get champ points, like champ pay-per-view points?
Yeah.
All right.
Good
Yeah.
for you.
Love that. Love that. Glad to hear that.
So with the sleep schedule just going back a little bit, have you heard of any interesting approaches from other fighters that are kind of adjusting? Obviously, it's a England heavy card, and also, I mean, just knowing circadian rhythm and whatnot, it's just insane to think that with how the schedule is going. I know you talked with Leon a little bit on camera about it, but you said you started to adjust 2 weeks ago. Was there any thought of trying to adjust further out, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, or no?
Well, the main person I spoke to about it is Leon because I've got a couple of guys who I train with and they're fighting on the card, but they're fighting like on the prelims, so it's not too bad. They're going to fight like 1 a.m. or something like that, which is not bad at all. Whereas me and Leon, we're potentially 6 a.m. ish, potentially 5, 6 a.m. And Leon did exactly that. Leon's been doing it for like 2 months already. He's switching it over. But for me personally, I just like routine, and I just think I don't like. I've got small kids that I live with. I like the way that my life's structured as it is. I've fought all over the world, so I know what it's like to fly over somewhere and change my sleep schedule the week of. And this time I give myself 2.5 weeks altogether. So I just think usually I fight at like midnight, and if you can fight good at midnight, but you can't fight good 4 or 5 hours later, like you just need a better excuse, bro. Like
Yep.
it's just you know what I mean. Like you just need a better excuse if that's the reason that you're not winning the fight is because of a 4 or 5 hour difference.
Being we didn't really get to see the fight between you and Curtis last time, I'm curious how much the approach has changed in your game plan, like between prepping for him 2 years ago and then prepping for the rematch.
I mean, pretty similar, but MMA changes fast. MMA changes really fast. Like this time 2 years ago, I was in a frigging hospital bed somewhere, not knowing if I'm going to fight ever again, and now I'm here defending a world heavyweight title in my hometown. Do you know what I mean? So, I've got a general idea of what I'm preparing for, but ultimately, I don't really know. I've brought in guys who are similar to Curtis, but who knows? Maybe Curtis is going to come out and do something that we've never seen before. You never really know. But I've prepared for him. Very, very serious. I've done everything that I can, and I'm happy with the training camp that I've put in.
I would say if things go to plan, obviously on Saturday, on a like 0 to 100, like 50-50, 60-40, what do you think the chances are that you get the Jones fight? Obviously, you talked about it, it's been talked about a lot. What do you think the chances are? Obviously, things go well, you win.
Probably about 10-20%.
Mm.
I don't think it's going to happen.
Why the chink, just in his attitude, or?
I just think I'm a big risk for him. I think that I'm not popular enough for him to take that risk, and it's just a massive risk that, if the shoe was on the other foot, I wouldn't be taking it either. I'm sure he'll just want to fight Stipe and leave it at that. I don't know. I mean, you never know. But that's what I would do.
Are you actually soaking your knuckles in petrol oil every day?
Yes.
What how did you what is this a concept that is widely known, or are you adapting it? Where'd you hear about this? How have you been doing this forever?
No, this is like an old school gypsy tradition.
Okay.
I seen that gypsies are generally into bare knuckle fighting.
Uh-huh.
Obviously, we have gloves on. We have gloves, but the new gloves, I got sent some of the new UFC gloves, and the padding, in my opinion, is significantly smaller than the old padding. And I was like, I got to get these knuckles harder. What am I going to do in the next 3 months, 2 months, however long it was? And I knew that was an old method that you can use. So I wanted in on it. Like I want to make my hands as hard as possible if I'm fighting in those absolutely tiny gloves. So I started doing it.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if it had anything to do with the new gloves, and you answered that question already. I mean, I saw that headline and I didn't know if it was a little bit of a joke, an American not knowing some British humor, but no, that's pretty awesome. I'm hoping that it makes those knuckles as strong as possible.
I think it will. They're feeling pretty good. Obviously, I've not fought yet, but we'll see.
And do you bring do you have it in your hotel, or you're probably home? Will you bring it? Are you going to stay in a hotel prior to this? What's the soaking schedule?
Yeah, I'm actually I'm in a hotel right now. I live really close to the arena. Actually, I live like 20 minutes from the arena. But with the whole time change thing, because I got kids, I wanted to like really, really lock it down this week. So I didn't want waking up at all. And like my kids get up 7, 8 o'clock. Do you know what I mean? So I didn't want to be woken up at all. So I came to a hotel. But I've only been here today. So one of my team members is going picking it up for me tomorrow.
Oh, nice, nice. All right, cool.
How much of the card do you pay attention to when you're in the locker room prepping for your fight? Obviously, with the hometown crowd, like you're going to be here and hopefully a bunch of pops all night, crazy energy. Do you let that build you up, or do you try to let the nerves, stay calm?
Well, usually, I don't know why, but usually the guy who's in my locker room gets knocked out. I don't know why it is, but that's usually the case. That's happened for like my last few fights. I'm like, there's a guy there warming up next to me. 10 minutes later, he's walked out, and then I'm watching it on the screen, and he gets knocked out, and I'm just like, oh god, here we go. Like this locker room's cursed. But I try not to think about it too much. To be honest, I just try and do my own thing and just focus on what I'm doing.
I want to I guess 2 parts. One, did you know you have the shortest average fight time in UFC history? And I guess if you did, regardless, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I knew that. It's pretty cool. Yeah, well, I mean, I want to maintain that if I can. You know what I mean? I've done a lot of interviews today, and obviously people ask how you think the fight's going to go, what's the ideal situation, etc., etc. Look, the ideal situation for me, honestly, is me knocking the guy out as quick as possible and taking no damage. that's the ideal situation for me. So if I can do that every time for the rest of my career, I will absolutely do it.
Would love to see that. Saturday night is the fight. Tom Aspinall versus Curtis Blaydes 2. We can't wait. We'll be in your corner for the fight. Literally, we'll be working the corner. Check it out on pay-per-view.
Well, I'm bringing the oil. I'm bringing the oil in
Aspinall
between
in
rounds.
one knockout.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Thanks, Tom.
Appreciate it.
Best of luck.